how's it going? If you followed along with this video and you've got some freaking cool LEDs installed on your house, then I'm going to bet that at least somebody has asked you, do they dance to music? After taking a deep breath and a long sigh, you've said, no, they don't. But after watching this video, you'll be able to answer that question with an emphatic, yeah, they freaking do. The first thing I need to do is give you my take on getting LEDs to dance to music. The way I think of it, there are 3 ways to get your LEDs to dance to music. The first one is to get a little control box like this. There's not much to it. You put power in one side, connect the LEDs to the other side, there's a microphone in here, and when you play music or clap your hands, the LEDs kind of bounce around. There's not a whole lot of processing going on inside this box. It just kind of varies the brightness of the LEDs in response to the sounds. You can't add this box to other effects. That is, you can't run like WLEDfx and add this and have them dance to music. It doesn't work like that. This has a little remote control. You can cycle through a few different combinations of colors and such. Nobody's going to be terribly impressed with this. It's not a terrible option. It's cheap, but we can do a lot better. The third option, yes, I know I skipped option number 2, but we'll come back to that in a minute. The third option are these big, crazy cool light shows where the lights are all synchronized to specific parts of the music. That requires a more complicated software like X-Lights. It's cool as heck, and it is really the ultimate in dancing LEDs. But it takes hours to learn how to use X-Lights, and even more hours to synchronize a display like this. We'll get there eventually. But for now, we're going to focus on option number 2, which is LEDfx. LEDfx is a software that runs on a computer. It takes audio input, processes it, and then tells the LEDs how to react in time with the music. It's more complex and fancier than the little black box, but it's not so labor intense as X-Lights. It fits nicely right in between the two. Enough yapping. Let's get LEDfx up and running. Big thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. A lot of my favorite projects use custom PCBs, like the BH-Onofre, all of the Quinn LED boards, and the HA switch plate. Ordering from PCBWay is pretty easy, and they're always running some kind of special, so you can be pretty sure that you're getting a good deal. They deliver fast, but most importantly, it's good quality stuff. So if you've got a project that needs custom PCBs, check out PCBWay. Fair warning. As of right now, LEDfx takes a little bit of setup work. Maybe someday soon we'll have an easier way to get it installed and running, but for now, we're going to need to use the command line. And even though I'll show you exactly what to do, when you do it, you'll probably get some errors. That seems to be the way it happens. So if working with the command line makes you anxious, take a deep breath, grab a dose of your favorite mood stabilizer, crack your hacker knuckles, and get ready to dig in. I promise it's not that bad. You can do it. LEDfx runs on Python, so the first thing we need to do is get Python up and running. If you're using Windows, a nice way to manage Python is by using Anaconda. For LEDfx, we need to download 3.7. Finish the install. I don't want to learn. Thank you very much. When you get to this Anaconda Navigator page, go to Environments, and then where it says Base, click the arrow and open Terminal. The instructions for what to do next are on the LEDfx GitHub page, and for the most part, we can copy and paste. We can copy this and paste it here. But this is important. As of right now, LEDfx has a problem with Python 3.7. So we actually want this environment that we're going to create to use Python 3.6. So at the end of this line, we need to add Python equals 3.6 and then let her rip. Do I want to proceed? Heck yeah. Now we need to activate that environment. Conda activate LEDfx. You can see here instead of base, now it says LEDfx. Keep on copy and pasting. Copy, paste. That's fine, I guess. Copy, paste. Proceed. Oh yeah. Now install LEDfx. Now open the LEDfx user interface. And there you go. There are also instructions for installing LEDfx on Linux. If you're using Linux, you don't need me to tell you how to install it. Here's the commands you need. Just make sure that you use Python 3.6 and not something newer. Got it? Good. This is the LEDfx user interface. Right now, there's not much to it, but we're going to change that. Let's add some devices. Device management plus. You can use E131 or UDP. We're going to use E131. We'll give the device a name. To get the IP address, go to your WLED app, and it will list for you the IP addresses of all of your WLED controllers. I'm taking the one that was the back porch, and I'm putting it in Dawson's room. So my IP address is going to be 192.168.1.72. Then you have to put the pixel count. This string has 60 LEDs. Add. I'm actually going to add another one. E131. This one is the one in my office. Go to WLED and find the IP address, 192.168.1.14. And this one has 91 pixels. All right. Now we can go back to the dashboard and we have our devices. Looks like we need to give Python the ability to access things through our firewall. Okay. I have noticed that the power button here doesn't really turn on the lights. To turn them on, you have to go to LEDfx. This switch will turn them off, but you have to turn them back on through LEDfx. Now it changed the name to Live E131 mode. If you click on the device, you'll get to the page where you get to select what type of effect you're going to use, and you'll also get to see the audio input. So now on my dashboard, I've got two LED devices, both running WLED. In the camera image, what you see is what's under my desk. Those are my office LEDs. Those are the ones we're going to make dance. Another thing you need to make sure that you do is that you set your audio input on the computer that's listening. So in Windows, that means open sound settings. And then where it says input, you select whichever microphone you want LEDfx to be listening to. Right now, I've got it listening to the microphone that I'm talking in. Back on the dashboard here, we open up our device. You first have to set an effect. Once you select an effect, you need to hit Set Effect. Now it'll start responding to sound, and you can see the sound waves at the bottom of the screen. You do have some other options here, flip, mirror, and when you make it a change, you have to hit Set Effect. But now you can see that the wavelength is doing some different things, and the LEDs are doing some different things. There's also some gradients to select from. These seem to be mostly colors. So when you select dance floor, it's different colors. When you select sunset, it's different colors. Jungle, more different colors, does some different things. You can play around with these and see whichever one you like best. And of course, there's one for Christmas. You can change the amount of the blur effect, make it higher or lower. I'm going to make it higher. And now you can see that when I talk, the bars of LED sound are wider. You can do a lot of different things. Play around with it a little bit, see what you like. Oh, besides wavelength, we also have spectrum, which does something a little different. Very cool. We also have scroll, very different. Isn't that cool? Woo! When you have different types of effect, there's different things you can modify about the effect. Because this is a device-specific effect, you can have some devices that respond with a specific effect type, while your other devices have a different effect type. I think Energy was my favorite. That seemed to be the one that reminded me most of like Knight Rider or HAL or something. And let's play some music. Here's a song you might recognize. that was fun. Well, that's it. LEDfx. Pretty cool way to get your LEDs dancing to music. Or to your own voice. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time, adios. If you need help or want to chat with me or others who also enjoy projects like this, you can find us on Facebook and Discord. If you like what I'm doing and you want to support me, you can use my special product links in the video description, or head over to Patreon, or just like and share my videos. That's easy. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, this box will take you to a playlist of some of my favorites. In addition to videos like this, I also do live streams every Sunday. This box will take you to a recording of the latest live stream. That's all for now. Adios.